August 2024, federal agents storm a compound, seizing 40 firearms and arresting 18 hardened criminals in one coordinated strike. But this wasn't a cartel raid or terrorist cell. These were members of America's most violent motorcycle club. And what they discovered will shock you. Origins and power structure. The Pagans didn't start as killers. In 1959, Lou Dobkin gathered a group of Triumph motorcycle enthusiasts in Prince George's County, Maryland. They wore blue denim jackets and called themselves a riding club. 66 years later, federal prosecutors classify them as a violent criminal organization engaged in racketeering, what transformed weekend riders into one of the FBI's most wanted organizations. The answer lies in their unique power structure that no other motorcycle club dares to copy. Unlike the Hells Angels or Bandidos, the Pagans operate under a shadowy council of exactly 13 leaders. Never 12, never 14. Always 13. This mother club has no fixed location, moving constantly to avoid federal surveillance. Law enforcement calls it the most effective criminal leadership model they've encountered. But here's what makes them truly dangerous. And I'll reveal their most shocking recruitment tactic later that will make your blood run cold. Today, 900 members spread across 44 chapters dominate the East Coast. Their largest stronghold? Philadelphia. Their newest expansion? Kansas and Missouri, where they're waging a brutal territorial war that's already claimed lives. Criminal empire. How does a motorcycle club generate millions in illegal profits? The Pagans have mastered a criminal empire that spans 6 states and involves 3 primary revenue streams that law enforcement struggles to shut down. First, drug trafficking. Federal investigations revealed Pagans control cocaine, heroin, and methamphetamine distribution across Pennsylvania's Allegheny, Westmoreland, Erie, Fayette, and Washington counties. In February 2023, their leader received a 75-year sentence for moving significant quantities of methamphetamine. Second, weapons trafficking. The August 2024 Kansas City raid that opened this video. Agents discovered an arsenal that would make military units envious. Third, and most terrifying, enforcement services. The Pagans operate what prosecutors call the Black T-shirt Gang. 13 elite enforcers who handle discipline, territorial disputes, and elimination of threats. Their services are for hire, turning the club into a murder-for-hire organization. Want to know their recruitment secret I promised? Law enforcement response federal agents have launched the most comprehensive assault on organized crime since the Italian-American mafia prosecutions of the 1980s. But the Pagans present unique challenges that traditional law enforcement tactics can't solve. Operation Kansas City demonstrates the scale of resources required. August 2024, 18 indictments. 15 arrests, 7 search warrants, and dozens of federal agents from multiple jurisdictions coordinating simultaneously. The cost? Over $2 million for a single operation. Yet by May 2025, only 3 defendants had pleaded guilty. Why such a low conviction rate against overwhelming evidence? The Mother Club's mobile leadership structure makes targeting decision-makers nearly impossible. Unlike traditional organized crime families with fixed territories and hierarchies, Pagan leaders disappear into the underground, surfacing only for critical decisions before vanishing again. Federal prosecutors face another problem: witness intimidation. Pagans use systematic violence against informants, making witnesses disappear or die in accidents. Former FBI agent Sarah Mitchell stated, "They've created a climate of fear that extends beyond their membership into entire communities." Territorial wars and community impact. The Pagans' expansion beyond their East Coast stronghold has triggered the most violent motorcycle club war in decades. Federal charges specifically mention armed assaults against rivals as they fight for control of lucrative drug territories in Kansas and Missouri. September 2024. 3 Pagans members gunned down a motorcyclist in Port St. Lucie, Florida. The victim's crime: wearing colors that resembled a rival club's patches. March 2024. A Florida bar erupted in violence when Pagans encountered members of a competing organization, sending 4 people to hospitals. The territorial wars represent more than simple criminal competition. They're coordinated military campaigns using strategies learned from actual warfare. The Pagans study their rivals like enemy armies, gathering intelligence on membership numbers, weapon capabilities, financial resources, and territorial vulnerabilities. Their expansion into Kansas and Missouri wasn't random. It was strategic conquest. But how do they actually conduct territorial warfare? Internal documents seized during raids reveal sophisticated battle plans, target identification, assault timing, escape routes, casualty evacuation procedures. They approach criminal violence with military precision that overwhelms local criminal organizations unprepared for coordinated attacks. But the real horror lies in their impact on innocent communities. June 2025. 4 suspected pagans led police on a multi-county high-speed chase that endangered dozens of civilian vehicles. Their escape attempt failed, but the message was clear. They consider public safety irrelevant to their criminal objectives. Refusal brings escalating consequences. First, minor vandalism, broken windows, graffiti, flat tires. Then employee intimidation, workers followed home, families photographed, children approached at schools. Finally, direct violence, beatings, arson, or worse. The economic damage extends beyond direct extortion. Real estate agents report neighborhoods becoming unmarketable once pagan presence becomes known. Current status and future threats. As we enter late 2025, the pagans represent an evolving threat that traditional law enforcement models struggle to contain. Their membership continues growing despite federal pressure, suggesting their recruitment and revenue models are more resilient than authorities anticipated. Intelligence reports indicate they're adapting criminal operations to exploit emerging opportunities. Cryptocurrency money laundering, cybercrime partnerships with international hackers, human trafficking networks extending from Canada to Mexico. Most concerning, their expansion into rural America. Small towns lack resources to combat sophisticated criminal organizations. Local sheriffs find themselves outgunned, outnumbered, and outmaneuvered by criminals with military training and unlimited resources. Federal authorities privately admit the pagans have achieved something unprecedented. They've created a criminal organization that learns from law enforcement successes, adapts faster than bureaucratic responses, and maintains operational security that rival intelligence agencies respect. The 13-member Leadership Council continues operating from shadows, directing criminal activities across multiple states while remaining personally untouchable. Each arrest creates opportunities for promotion within their ranks. Each conviction becomes recruitment propaganda, demonstrating their commitment to the criminal lifestyle. What happens when a criminal organization becomes more sophisticated than the agencies hunting them? We may soon find out. Federal investigations continue, but their expansion suggests law enforcement is losing this war. 900 members today could become thousands tomorrow. What do you think? Can federal authorities stop their growth, or will the pagans become America's next criminal empire? Share your thoughts below. Subscribe for more deep dives into organized crime, and hit that notification bell, because this story is far from over, and the next chapter might be happening in your neighborhood.